Hello, dearly beloved. Today there are certain messages that I'm wanting to come across for whoever is watching this. This video is going to make it to you if you need these words right now. Okay. The first thing that was coming across is that you are feeling quite miserable today. You're feeling quite low, and you're not understanding what you're doing wrong. All right. Please know that there is no right and no wrong. There is nothing wrong that you can do unless you are hurting someone. The way that you feel right now is because you're choosing to feel this way. As simple as that. I'm going to simplify life for you. You are feeling this way because you're choosing to feel this way. Okay, sit with that for a couple of minutes, for a couple of seconds. Let this sink in. Ask yourself, why am I choosing to feel this way? Right, about a certain circumstance, about a situation in my life, about something that is going on around me, about someone treating me a certain way. Why am I choosing to feel this way? Because you are subscribing to it subconsciously or consciously. You are aligning with it, you are subscribing to it. All right, so what we can do to pull our power back, to bring our power back, is to take a step back and to ask yourself, why am I choosing to feel this way? Right, why am I choosing to feel miserable? Why am I choosing to feel low? Why am I choosing to feel stuck in a certain given situation? Right, it's all about mindset. It's all about the way you look at things. Right, so when you look at things that you look at also change. Right, when you start shifting the way that you're visualizing a certain circumstance in front of you, the circumstance also shifts. Right, so ask yourself this, that why am I choosing to feel this way? Okay, because the only biggest enemy that you have is yourself. I'm sorry to break it to you today, but the biggest enemy, the biggest path block that you have in front of you is not your enemy, is not a person who doesn't want you to grow, is not your ex, is not someone who hates you. It is you yourself, because you're trying to see the world in a particular way which is not most favorable to you in the highest sense possible. All right, that's very, very powerful. Once you start recognizing how you have been nearsighted in seeing certain things, it is crazy how things start shifting. Right, how things start flowing, how things start moving. Right, because you're not now wanting to change things around. Right, you are now looking at changing your own perspective on life, on how you are approaching a certain circumstance, on how you are tackling with a certain problem. Right, so in essence, this situation which is in front of you is here to teach you more about yourself, to reveal certain deeper aspects, deeper truths about your own soul self, so that you can step into your own highest version of self. Right, so another thing that was coming across is the fear of slipping into a lower timeline. This is a fear that some of the people who have come across, I'm not going to reveal their names, but they have disclosed their fear in slipping into a lower timeline. Am I slipping into a lower timeline? Because everything around me is blocked. Everything around me is not working in my favor. That is how it seems, right? But what is happening is that when you are doing the inner work, when you're constantly working with yourself, when you are constantly screening that background thought that you have, okay, that नी मक्खी जैसी जो आवाज़ होती है दिन में 10 दफ़ा जो भिनभिनाती है आपके दिमाग के पीछे. Right, when you start screening that, when you start becoming more and more mindful of it, what happens is that you start changing the way that you are being, quite literally. Just a second, there's someone at the door. Okay, so what I was saying is that the way we approach things also start to change. Okay, and I'll show you how. When you are constantly telling yourself that things are going against me, they actually start going against you, because the universe doesn't care. I'll be quite honest and frank with you. The universe doesn't care what you think or what you believe about something. It simply brings forward to you the energy that you are putting out, right? So if you feel like, oh, everyone is against me, no one is taking care of me, no one is thinking about me, guess what? Universe hears, okay, more of this, more of this, more of this. She wants more of this, right? So it brings forward to you more of that, right? But when you shift your attention from I, self, me, main, when you shift that focus to you, like, what am I doing for you? How am I serving you? How am I being of value? How am I being helpful? How am I making someone's life easier? In any way, shape or form that can be. How am I making this world experience better for someone other than me? Okay, when you start moving in that direction, what happens is that the universe looks at you and it's like, okay, more of this, right? So when you are taking care of people around you, when you are looking out for those around you, the universe is going to come in and take care of you as well in return. Okay, that is just how energy works, right? Simple laws of the universe, right? So whenever you find yourself thinking, okay, what have I done wrong, or am I slipping into a lower timeline? No, what is happening is that due to the frequency shift, due to your own positive choices, due to you making aligned decisions in your own life, which are going to be favorable for others as well, as a result of you being more inclusive, your old world paradigm, okay, your past paradigm that was holding your world up is now cracking, is now breaking apart. Why? Because you, at the core of yourself, at the core of your being, you are shifting. Okay, so when you shift, everything shifts. And how does that look? That looks like destruction, that looks like old relationships sort of like falling out, fizzling out. These may be very strong relationships, these may be very strong bonds that you have developed and created and invested in emotionally over time, maybe financially as well. But what happens is that as a result of your own inner state shifting, your own external also moves along with you, alright? And that can happen after apocalyptic events. Okay, so you may lose your car, you may lose your old job, you may lose your pet, you may lose someone very, very dear and close to you. These are catastrophic events in our life which help us grow, but they also take place when we are also realigning within our own systems, okay, within our own physical, mental, emotional and subtle systems, right? So it is simply a reflection of that. You are not falling into a lower timeline. Okay, it might seem कि सारी चीज़ें ख़राब हो रही हैं, सब बेकार जा रहा है, मैं जहाँ भी मेहनत कर रही हूँ वहाँ से मुझे रिज़ल्ट नहीं मिल रहा है, और वहाँ से इनफैक्ट मुझे बिट्रियल मिल रहा है, या there are certain blocks happening, my money is getting stuck. No, you're not falling into a lower timeline until unless you choose to sin. Until unless you choose to lie, until unless you choose to be selfish, until unless you are only looking out for yourself and you are performing wrong actions, until unless you are performing actions which are going to jeopardize someone else's sense of being, you are not falling into a lower timeline. Alright, what is happening is that simply it's a shift which is happening, right? So every timeline shift calls for a sacrifice. It may be a willful sacrifice, or it may be something that is actually like taken away from you. That's the price that you pay for jumping a timeline. Okay, harsh facts, but that is how everything works. Is it your current relations also goes worst automatically in spite you trying to work it out? Yes, sadly it's a very, very sad part of it. But what is happening is that, Shweta Mishri, पहले जैसे आप अप्रोच कर रहे थे रिलेशनशिप्स में, आप केटर कर रहे होंगे, आप अगेन एंड अगेन पीपल प्लीज कर रहे होंगे, अब क्या हो रहा है, अब आपके सामने जो जो सच आते जा रहे हैं वो आप धीरे धीरे इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं, आपका सबकॉन्शियस वो चीज़ अलाउ कर रहा है अपने अंदर, राइट, अब्जॉर्ब कर रहा है अपने अंदर, एंड दैट इज हाउ अ री-पैटर्निंग इज हैपनिंग विद इन योर ओन माइंड एंड हाउ यू अप्रोच रिलेशनशिप्स। मे बी पहले आपका भी कुछ बिहेवियर टॉक्सिक रहा हो, राइट, आप चुप हो जाते हो या आप मुंह फुला के बैठ गए हैं, मतलब हफ्ते हफ्ते बात ही नहीं हो रही है, यू आर नॉट एड्रेसिंग द सिचुएशन, या ऐसा हो सकता है ना कि आपके एक वायलेंट एंगर आउटबर्स्ट्स होते हों आर्ग्यूमेंट्स के दौरान, ये सारी चीज़ें आप शायद नहीं कर रहे हैं आप, राइट। अब आप धीरे धीरे अपने अंदर जो है जो सोच विचार करने की जो शक्ति है आपकी बढ़ गई है, राइट, यू हैव बिकम मोर इनवर्ड ओरिएंटेड, you have become more अंतर्मुखी, and as a result of that that relationship cannot sustain, क्योंकि आपकी frequency अब जो है you have started choosing peace, you have started choosing love, and as a result that this person, if they are also not choosing peace, not choosing love, not choosing growth, not choosing divine, what is going to happen is that you are going to vibrate up and up and up, and this person over here can now no longer relate with you, even when they want to make this relationship work, you also want this relationship to work, but it doesn't happen that way, okay, everything is energy, and so things that vibrate at the same level of frequency attract each other, magnetize each other, polarize each other, right. I have been feeling that whatever I do, karmic relation day by day is getting worse, nothing like there now in that relation, but makes me question that I will be left alone. This is one of the highest truths that you can accept, dear Shweta. You are alone, you are all alone, we enter this world alone, we live alone, and if we are lucky enough to experience a beautiful companionship, yes, there are companionships in the form of parents, in the form of friends, in the form of relationships, romantic partners, right, but if there is no such thing, then also there are many people who live their lives and they live it very meaningfully, very beautifully, very deeply, okay. So yes, we come alone, we die alone, and that is the ultimate truth that one needs to accustom themselves to. If we don't accept this, we are always going to be functioning from a place of neediness, a place of khokalapan, right. There is going to be a void which you are going to try to fill through other people, through other things, through other accumulations, through certain objects, right, through certain habits, right, but that void will never be filled, okay. So you are to cherish your time here as well, because the more time you spend with yourself, you become more peace loving, you become more clear, and your energy sort of like it becomes voluminous. I don't know how else to explain it, but your energy starts becoming very voluminous, okay. You will notice that any place that you go, people take notice of you, people wait for you to speak, people will notice when you enter a room, okay. Why does that happen? Because your energy is no longer now fragmented in 10 million different directions. So it's a great blessing being on your own on this journey. The ability to be with yourself in your own company is a huge blessing, right. Yes, surroundings make you feel sad. That is how I started this live. Ask yourself, why am I choosing this sad state? Because you are, all right. Whether you're doing it mindfully or not, but you're choosing the sad state. Why choose a sad state when you can be happy, when you can be grateful for everything present around you, when you can be thankful for all of the good blessings, of the good usherings that you have in your life, right? Why would you want to focus on the only two things that are not going right? They will also go right, okay? Leave them be. If you let life be, life figures itself out, right? You don't need to just pakawafai or bheja over it, right? You don't have to. Let life be and do your best. Give your best, the best that you can, and let God take care of the rest. Hi Urvashi. Yeah. So there was one more thing which was coming across, and that is about peace, that is about calm, okay? Many of us are desiring the peace now, okay? There is too much of crazy madness, there are too many shifts happening, there are too many changes, and now I want to take a break, okay? When will this break come? तो उसके लिए एक ही चीज़ आ रही है कि पास्ट कितने लाइफ टाइम्स आपने है ना बड़ा ही सीधा सरल स्लो जीवन चूज़ किया था, जैसे आप आसपास अपने देख रहे होंगे लोगों के, उनकी लाइफ रोज रोज इट्स द सेम रूटीन, इट्स द सेम स्लो पेस. yes, there are certain exciting things that happen here and there, but all in all मोटा मोटा जो है उनकी लाइफ बहुत ही आराम तरीके से आगे बढ़ रही है. और आपके आपके लाइफ में ऐसा जिंगल अलग क्यों हो रहा है? ठीक है, देन यू मस्ट बी थिंकिंग लाइक व्हाई मी. ओके, दिस इज बिकॉज यू चोज अ हायर कॉलिंग. योर सोल बिफोर इनकारनेटिंग इट वॉज लाइक नहीं, अभी मेरे को तो फास्ट ट्रैक चाहिए, अभी मेरे को ये सब स्लो स्लो नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को फटाफट मेरे लेसन्स चाहिए. और भले ही ना थपेड़ा आए, मुझे अगर होश में आने के लिए मेरे सर पे अगर डंडे बजाए जा रहे हैं तो बज लेने दो डंडे. तो इसीलिए आपके सर पे डंडे बज रहे हैं ताकि आप अपनी अवेकनिंग में आ सकें, ताकि आप असेंड हो सकें, ताकि आप अपना सोल पाथ सोल अलाइनमेंट गॉड्स पाथ चूज कर सकें और आप जान सकें कि ये ब्यूटीफुल एक्सपीरियंस है. दिस इज़ अ वेरी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस दैट वी हैव फॉर अ वेरी ब्रीफ अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. ओके, सो मेक श्योर दैट यू मेक द बेस्ट ऑफ इट. I always question. Right, so it's a very good thing that you chose this journey, this path, because it's not easy. First of all, it's going to be full of challenges, it's going to be full of hardships, it's going to be full of emotional torment. Okay, for the most part of it, not so much of physical torment but more of emotional torment, again depending upon the kind of karmic backlog that you have. But this emotional torment is going to jolt your soul into awakening, because the pain is going to be so high, the threshold is so high. But then again, you are an old soul, you are used to it. Okay, otherwise life was just like going by. आप इमेजिन करिए कि आप ये सोच के देखिए कि अभी तक जो आप जीवन व्यापन करते आए हैं, अपनी अवेकनिंग के पहले का जीवन कैसा था और उसके बाद का जीवन कैसा रहा है. Like it has been full of so many challenges, but it has been full of excitement. Every day there is something new happening. Okay, there is a new challenge or there is a new blessing, there is a new reward coming in, and it is beautiful, isn't it? So instead of focusing on again going back to the peace, yes, peace is ever present. Who doesn't like peace? Tell me that. But how many people on this earth right now, today, here and now, have peace? Pieces of their brain are falling out, but they don't have peace. Okay, so peace is just like the sky, like the Zen masters say. I love it how they put this wisdom into expression, that just like the ever existing sky, it's like a big blue sky which is on top of your head, but we seldom notice it. Peace is just like that. Peace is like the ever-present sky. It's always there, but we seldom look up to notice it. Okay, whenever we close our eyes and we tune into that zone of peace within, it's made available to you. It is free and abundant. It is abundant in huge quantities for you. कितना चाहिए तुमको मिलेगा. Right? So peace is ever present. Please stop saying that I want to have more peace. You already have it. We already have peace. We simply need to attune to it. We simply need to bring ourselves to that state of oneness to tap into that peace within. 360-degree change in life since 3 years, and I'm loving it, but lot of challenges every day, especially emotionally, to grow. Right, so it's like a rubber band. ठीक है, तो रबर बैंड की जो कैपेसिटी है उसको मैं कभी खींचूंगी ही नहीं, तो वो यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक उसको उसकी रेंज ही पता नहीं पड़ेगी, क्या रेंज है मेरी. ठीक है, और क्या होगा ओवर टाइम, वो इलास्टिक बैंड छोटा का छोटा रह जाएगा. वो गर्मी में इतने सारे जो एनवायरमेंटल टेम्परेचर के जो चेंजेस हैं उसके थ्रू जाकर वो एक दिन गल जाएगा, वो टूट जाएगा. राइट, but a rubber band that keeps on getting stretched again and again develops that tension, develops that resilience, develops that elasticity to make it through. Okay, so that is also a beautiful blessing coming in from the universe कि बार बार आपको जो ये challenges हो रहे हैं वो आपको याद दिलाते हैं कि यहाँ पे कुछ तो है जो आप अचीव करने आए हैं, जो आप अभी नहीं उस पर ध्यान नहीं दे पा रहे, उस पर काम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. ठीक है, कुछ तो आप बड़ा करने आए हो, कुछ तो आप उखाड़ने आए हो, क्या है वो पता नहीं. तो वही पता लगाना है. राइट, भी वो चीज़ हो रही है जो एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं थी, इन अ गुड वे, लवली. सो यू आर होल्डिंग द एनर्जी ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड क्वीन. ठीक है, तभी अनएक्सपेक्टेड चीज़ें, गुड अनएक्सपेक्टेड चीज़ें हो रही हैं, राइट? बिकॉज यू आर इन अ जनरल हैप्पी स्टेट, यू आर इन अ जनरल सरेंडर स्टेट, you are in a state of play, I'm guessing, right? That is why you are pulling in all of these beautiful, positive, higher experiences towards you, right? श्वेता with the rubber band, yeah. So rubber band आप याद रखिए, और बहुत बढ़िया है. मतलब यदि मैं रोज उठ के ऐसे सोचूं ना कि अरे भाई आज फिर से ये आज फिर उठ गए, राइट? बट we fail to notice nature, which puts on a beautiful show for us every day, right? We fail to notice the sunrise, we fail to notice the sunset, the beautiful clouds. Every single day the sky is of a different color, but have you noticed it? नहीं, taken for granted. ब्लू है मतलब ब्लू है, ग्रे है मतलब ग्रे है, देखना ही नहीं है ना? तो आपका जो आर्टिस्टिक माइंड है, आपका चाइल्ड लाइक वंडर है, वो कहाँ है? वो कहीं ना कहीं खो गया है. उसी को वापस जगाना है, उस स्पार्क को वापस लाना है, राइट? यस. सो ये कुछ चीजें थी जो अभी आना चाह रही थी. सो नो, डू नॉट फियर, डू नॉट वरी दैट you are slipping into a lower timeline. You will never slip into a lower timeline, dear one, if you have been initiated on the path of flames. You are never going to slip into a lower timeline until unless you are choosing greed, you are choosing money, you are choosing yourself, your own power, you are choosing position, you are choosing, selfish things. Until unless you are not doing that, you are never going to slip into a lower timeline. And always be humble, hold God responsible. Okay, आपकी जो नैया है, उसकी पतवार जो है, वो आप अगर गॉड के हाथ में दे देते हैं तो गॉड ही आपको पार लगाएंगे. God saves you. Universe is going to bring you red flash signs, alarm signals when you are going to be falling into a lower timeline. Alright? और वो इंडिकेशंस आपको मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. तो इस फेथ के साथ में आप आगे बढ़िए कि नीचे जाना ही क्यों, नीचे देखना ही नहीं है. जब आप अच्छी चॉइसेस कर रहे हैं, भले ही आपका नुकसान हो रहा है, पर आप अगर सही के रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं ना, तो आप कभी लोअर टाइमलाइन में नहीं गिरेंगे, राइट? Lately I have learned this thing. The reason you're not being stable or at peace because somewhere masculine energy is not awakened. So how do we do that? Masculine energy क्या है, पहले तो ये समझिए. masculine energy है क्या? इतना masculine feminine, feminine masculine इतना हो गया है ना कि दिमाग की ही खिचड़ी पक गई है. हम खुद को छोड़ के ना बहुत सारी चीजें जानना चाह रहे हैं, राइट? सो 2 सेकंड के लिए आप अपना जितनी भी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, जितना भी आपने इंफॉर्मेशन अब्जॉर्ब किया स्पंज की तरह, उसको निचोड़ के खाली कर दीजिए. अब आप अपनी लाइफ को, अपनी जर्नी को, अपनी सिचुएशन को जीरो से समझने की कोशिश करें, राइट? व्हाट इज इट दैट आई नीड टू डू? जब डिवाइन हर किसी में प्रेजेंट है, तो आप में भी प्रेजेंट है. इज डिवाइन परफेक्ट? Is divine whole? Yes, the soul carries that essence, isn't it? Soul is ever present, soul is ever perfect, soul is whole. So you are also whole, isn't it? There is no split, there was no split. And peace इसीलिए नहीं है क्योंकि आप में ज्ञान नहीं है. ज्ञान आते ही तुरंत पीस भी आ जाएगा, राइट? ज्ञान क्या है? Knowing that everything is already one. Everything is you pushed out. Right? You are connected to everything present in your life. A fine thread of energy connects you to everything, right? So when you come to these realizations, when you come to these experiences, you immediately come to an inner knowing. This inner knowing in turn brings in the peace, right? And when it is a personal experience that you have of this understanding, of this knowing, the peace is also everlasting, right? In our masculine energy, yes. So masculine is nothing but Shiv Tattva, right? That is the eternal understanding, the Gyan that you hold, right? जब आपको पता है कि आप मूवी सेंटर में, मूवी थिएटर में एक मूवी देखने जा रहे हैं, राइट? और वो मान लीजिए एक बहुत ही इमोशनल सी मूवी है, ठीक है. आप वहाँ बैठे हैं, पॉपकॉर्न खा रहे हैं, मूवी देख रहे हैं, हीरो है, हीरोइन है, या वट एवर कैरेक्टर्स आर देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, राइट. देन द मूवी एंड्स and you step out of the cinema and you think on the story for a couple of minutes, but then are you thinking about that story for 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 1 month, 4 months, 1 year? No, isn't it? Why? Because you are consciously going inside of the movie theater knowing that this is a short lived experience that you're going to have. It's a story which is being played out, it is not real. This story is simply a story, it is not real. Such is the nature of life as well. This experience, this human experience that you're having is kind of like a simulation. You're inside of a game, but the thing is that you forgot that you are this gamer, you forgot that you are this developer, you forgot that you are also the beta tester of this game, right? So it is a game ultimately that we are playing, and none of it is real. Just one question now. You feel disconnected with masculine. It's like no dependency on him, which is a good thing. You not to be dependent on a person exterior to you is a good thing, right? Because you are now becoming more and more internal oriented. Yes, I love him, but it's like I can't accept these behaviors of him and this version of him, which is beautiful because you are coming into self love, Shweta. जब आप अपने अंदर इनफ सेल्फ लव इनकलकेट कर लेते हैं, आपके अंदर सेल्फ लव एक्टिवेट हो जाता है, प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू करते हैं, खुद की तरफ फॉरगिवनेस और खुद की सेल्फ वर्थ आप याद दिला रहे हैं खुद को, तब ये सारी चीज़ें ना बहुत ही टर्न ऑफ सी लगने लगेंगी आपको, राइट. दिस इज़ अ श्योर शॉर्ट साइन. इट्स नॉट दैट यू आर कमिंग इन टू हेट योर पर्सन, योर ट्विन फ्लेम, राइट, बिकॉज योर ट्विन फ्लेम इज योर इटर्नल लवर, right? But what is happening is that you are now understanding how you are falling down from self, how you are burning your own self-respect, how you are not prioritizing yourself, the ways in which you are not able to love yourself first. Okay, so आपके पर्सन ने आकर आपको ये सारी चीज़ें दिखाई हैं और आपको ये चीज़ें रियलाइज हो रही हैं, वही बहुत प्यारी बात है. इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटिफुल रियलाइजेशन to have, because you are growing in your energy, you are growing in your own self love. You know that you deserve better, you know that you deserve all of the love, all of the care, attention, presence that you give out. You deserve to receive that in return as well. And so now you want to be with someone at least who can meet you there, right, where there is no concession happening. ठीक है, पहले तो आप देते ही जा रहे हैं, करते ही जा रहे हैं. यू नो वाई? बिकॉज यू आर बेगिंग, यू आर क्रेविंग फॉर लव विद अ बोल इन योर हैंड. यू आर बेगिंग फॉर लव, राइट? Whereas now you are recognizing that you are the source of love. You don't need to beg for it. You are a queen who gives out love, right? You're here to provide love to all others, king or queen, right? You're here to give love in magnitudes, right? True, that's what he's making me realize, that he's choosing him, but I was not. Yeah, so जब मैं खुद को चूज नहीं कर रही हूँ तो मेरा ट्विन यही मुझे दिखाएगा कि they are going to go with someone else. They are going to choose their job, they are going to choose their city, they are going to choose their family, they are going to choose their karmic partner over this spiritual connection. Why? Because I am not prioritizing God, I am not prioritizing self, right? When I am devoted to my own cause, of course my person is also going to mirror that back to me, right? It works in both ways, positive, negative, both ways, right? True, that is what is making me realize he's choosing him, but I was not, right? तो भागेंगे, राइट? क्योंकि आप अपनी चेजर एनर्जी में हैं, आप अपनी चेजिंग एनर्जी में, आप अपने जैसे हम बुद्धिज्म में बोलते हैं ना, ग्रास्पिंग, क्लिंगिंग बोलते हैं, वो यही तो है, राइट? आप समझिए ना कि ये सारे जो असेंडेड मास्टर्स जो सिखा गए, समझा गए हमें पहले के समय में, वो सारी वही चीज़ें हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट वही है, नाम बस चेंज हो गया है, राइट? ग्रास्पिंग, क्लिंगिंग, रनिंग, उसको हमने चेजर, रनर, डायनेमिक बना दिया. नए मतलब साबुन वही है, डब्बा चेंज हो गया बस, राइट? तो आप किस चीज़ के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, किन चीज़ों के लिए आप अभी भी अटैच्ड हैं, वो सारी चीज़ों पे आप ध्यान दीजिए. धीरे धीरे करके ट्राई टू स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिस्टेंस, राइट? एंड सी व्हाट हैपेंस. जस्ट बी क्यूरियस. be curious and see what happens, right? Because you are going to ultimately find and realize that, you know, life goes on. Ultimately, it is not too big of a difference. They are living their life, they have been living their life, you have been living your life, but you know, there is a higher purpose in all of this. There is a greater learning in all of this, right? And the idea is to go behind it. देखिए, एक बात मैंने रिकग्नाइज करी है कि ट्विन फ्लेम जब एक्टिवेशन आपका होगा ना, तो आपका राहु डेफिनेटली एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा. कुछ और एक्टिवेट होना हो, राहु डेफिनेटली आपका एक्टिवेट होगा, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट ब्रिंग्स आउट दिस ऑब्सेशन, दैट इज व्हाट ब्रिंग्स आउट दिस इंटेंस इल्यूजन काइंड ऑफ एन एनर्जी. कई बार आपको लगेगा यार मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, यू नो, एम आई डूइंग राइट, एम आई डूइंग रॉन्ग, यू नो, एम आई अंडर सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एन इल्यूजन, right? All of these thoughts are going to come up and your own mind is going to eat you up, okay, in a very negative way, right? Why? Because post activation your Rahu will get activated on this journey. ठीक है? तो राहु को पैसा, पावर, डिजायर, इन सब चीज़ों के पीछे लगाओ तो वो इस तरीके से आपकी एनर्जी फोकस करेगा कि वो फिर पाके ही छोड़ेगा. सो the right thing to do is to align Rahu in a higher cause, in a higher purpose. सोल का पर्पस क्या है, उसके पीछे यदि आप राहु को लगा देते हैं तो वो आपको वहीं आपकी दिशा तक ला के छोड़ेगा, राइट, टू योर हाईएस्ट डेस्टिनेशन विच इज गॉड डिवाइन. ठीक है? परमात्मा प्राप्ति के लिए यदि आप राहु को लगाते हैं, वी सी दैट ऑब्सेशन इज देयर फॉर अ रीजन, दैट इज ऑल्सो सीक्रेट. ये एनर्जी क्यों है, हम इसे जूझते फंसते रहते हैं, ठीक है, बचते फिरते हैं हम उस एनर्जी से. पर उस एनर्जी को सही जगह लगाइए ना आप, कि मुझे तो एकदम तह तक जाना है, राइट? सो इट्स गोइंग टू हेल्प यू टुवर्ड्स दैट. एंड यू नो, राहु एंड ऑफ कोर्स केतु वर्क इन अ टैंडम. ठीक है? तो ये एक्सेस है, यदि आपको पता है कि आपका एक्सेस कहाँ पे है, तो इट बिकम्स क्वाइट ईजी फॉर यू टू डिटर्मिन योर पाथ. But isn't it said that Rahu gives wrong illusions and you go on the wrong path, whereas if you are on this path, we are evolving in the right direction. Yes, so Rahu भटकाव देगा. ठीक है? राहु का काम क्या है? स्मोक एंड मिरर्स. यदि मैं आपके सामने स्मोक और मिरर्स रख दूं तो आपको समझ नहीं आएगा कि कहाँ पे दीवार है, कहाँ पे क्या है, समझ नहीं आएगा, राइट? इट्स अ माइंड प्ले. It's an illusion which gets created. Right now, it might seem that I'm in front of you, I'm speaking, but I'm speaking to you through a lens, through a camera, through a phone. That is also Rahu. Okay? तो राहु आपको लेके जाएगा गलत डायरेक्शन में. कैसे गलत डायरेक्शन में लेके जाएगा, वो आप ही बताइए. ठीक है? If your person is involved with someone else, if they are in a long-term partnership, if they have a karmic partner with them, if you are interfering their life, you are following your Rahu. आप अपना जो अच्छे प्लैनेट्स हैं वो खुद ही खराब कर रहे हैं, राइट? बाय क्रिएटिंग दैट इंटरफियरेंस बिटवीन दैट कनेक्शन. योर पर्सन नीड्स टू रियलाइज सर्टन थिंग्स विद दैट पार्टी, राइट? सो लेट देम बी. You do your own work. Why are you putting your nose in some other areas? You're creating bad karma for yourself, right? और यदि आपकी हायर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, दोनों की ही यदि हायर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक्टिवेटेड है कि हाँ हमें पता है वी नीड टू गो थ्रू दीज मोशंस सो दैट वी कैन कम टू आवर फुलेस्ट एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ सेल्फ, यू नो, दैट इज अलाइनिंग विद द पॉजिटिव एनर्जी ऑफ राहु. ठीक है? यू आर सीकिंग गॉड, देन यू आर सीकिंग द अल्टीमेट. फिर आपको ये सब इस तामझाम में आपको कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहेगा. ट्रस्ट मी, right? Then you are only after God. If you know that this is a spiritual journey, why are you getting distracted by XYZ? That is Rahu. Rahu बार बार आपको भटकाएगा. ठीक है? Wings to fly, all relationships are karmic. Without exceptions, right? Without any exceptions. क्या है कि हम जिन लोगों के साथ में कनेक्शन में आते हैं और वो हमें बहुत दुख दर्द पीड़ा देकर जाते हैं, बहुत हर्ट करके जाते हैं, तो पीपल से इट्स अ कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप. अरे आपने कुछ गलत कर्म किया होगा तो वापस आके ये पर्सन आपसे हिसाब चुकता करके जा रहा है, राइट? बट यू एंड मी, वी आर ऑल्सो कम्युनिकेटिंग ओवर हियर इन अ वे, राइट? दिस इज अ पॉजिटिव कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप वेर इन बोथ ऑफ अस आर अपलिफ्टिंग ईच अदर, both of us are helping each other out, right? So every relationship that you experience in your lifetime is a karmic relationship. It may be positive, it may be negative. Even your parents, your sister, your pet, your brother, your uncle, aunt, neighbor, every single person that you come across is within the same soul family that comes in again and again. Okay, we reincarnate in the same soul cycles, in the same soul families, right? So yes, every single connection is a karmic connection, right? Keep it very simple, extremely simple. कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेट करने का ही नहीं. दिस इज गॉन, ऐसा समझो दिस इज गॉन. मुझे मेरी सोचने की, कैलकुलेट करने की और ये सब डिडक्ट करने की कैपेसिटी ही चली गई है. अब मैं कैसे समझूं दुनिया को, अब मैं खुद को कैसे समझूं? आई नीड टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जीरो. ऑलराइट. Yes, the Rahu, all my things happening to me, sudden unexpected events and all those obsessions, and I too have been googling about it. What if, cause I have been seeing a lot about Rahu Mahadasha. Yes, and ये realization भी अभी अभी नया नया आया है, right? तो राहु की महादशा आपकी चल रही है, तो आपको बेस्ट चीज़ जो आप कर सकते हैं वो महादेव को आप पकड़ लीजिए. आपने कहीं नहीं जाना है, लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर किसी के पास नहीं भागना है, बस महादेव हैं आपके लिए. And you worship Mahadev. You can do your own chantings, your mantras. If you don't know anything, अगर आप दीक्षित नहीं हैं, आपके गुरु नहीं हैं, आप केवल नाम जप करिए. नाम जप ही आपको तार देगा. You are going to receive such immaculate clarity about your situation, about your life, about your journey, that you will never doubt it again. Alright? So the best thing to do for Rahu is to grab the feet of Mahadev and never let go. Hang on for dear life. क्योंकि महादेव जो है आपकी नैया बहुत ही आसानी से पार लगा दें. राइट. हम दोनों ने चीज़ें सोचनी छोड़ दी हैं, हम दोनों ही बहुत स्पिरिचुअल हो गए हैं, अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत अच्छी हो गई है. राइट. दैट इज़ व्हाट वी आर हियर टू डू. वी आर हियर टू ग्रो थ्रू दिस कनेक्शन. I would not say it's more of a connection, because what do you call it? Right? It's more of a dynamic. Okay, it's more of a phenomenon. That's the proper word for it, right? Because it cannot be put into any typecast. ठीक है. तो of course अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत अच्छी हो रही है, और ये अच्छी बात है जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ रही है आपकी. आपका पेशेंस बढ़ रहा होगा, आपका लेवल ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस बढ़ रहा होगा. यू फाइंड दैट यू आर मोर फॉरगिविंग towards yourself and towards others as well, towards any given situation. आपने ये नोट किया होगा कि आपका गुस्सा कम हो गया है, आप ज़्यादा शांत रहने लगे हैं, मौन ज़्यादा रहने लगे हैं, या बहुत ज़्यादा इंसाइटफुल हो गए हैं. आपके इंटरेस्ट चेंज हो जाएंगे. राइट. Many of us are driven towards more materialistic things. You find that you are being now cut off less and less. With every passing cycle, with every passing year, you find that you are becoming more and more simplistic in your approach. Right. Hello. Rahu Mahadasha going on for me. Yup. सब हम राहु वाले हैं यहाँ पे. Right. So it's going to be there, and it's pretty intense. Rahu Mahadasha is going to be extremely intense, because it's going to throw you towards your soul purpose, towards your highest realization of self. Right. Because Rahu is the purpose of you incarnating here in this lifetime. Ketu is what you have mastered, what you have achieved, what you have already become an expert in. Right. Master is not going to concern himself too much about the things that he already knows. He's going to go further, right? And Rahu takes you further. Rahu is going to grab you by the finger and bring your nose towards where the work needs to be done, right? I feel like I shouldn't continue with my partner, because him and I are way too different, our way of thinking, doing things. But I feel like connected with him with a thread. I feel good with him, but issues arises again. You can always sit down, have a counseling, wings to fly. Please do not scrap something that is good. It's very easy to break something or to end something. Okay, ending something is very easiest thing to do, right? But to sustain a relationship is very difficult, right? And the best, the most sweetest, the most beautiful kind of relationships are those which sustain the challenge of time, right? So there are problems in every relationships, and yes, if you feel like your relationship has reached a point wherein there is no scope for change, right? If you have run into a wall, then of course, you know, things are going to very organically fall out. Okay, so I would urge you to, you know, get counseling. If you feel like, you know, still there might be scope for things to get better, why not? And of course, we are in this day and age wherein we are steering towards Satyug again. Okay, so anything which is not authentic, anything which is not aligned with God, truth, love, light, is going to fall out without fail. That is why you're seeing so many divorces happen. That is why you're seeing like breakups having left, right, center. That is why you're seeing people choosing to stay on their own rather than, you know, looking out for partnerships actively. Right, they are working on themselves, because we are here to look at the deeper nuances of life now. Superficial चीज़ें अब नहीं आपको अपील करेंगी, right? And that is happening at a collective level. That is why you're seeing this global cosmic shift. Rahu creates obsession, correct? Yes, Rahu Madhasha. Rahu creates obsession. Yes, it creates obsessions, it gives illusions, it will generate massive desires within you. This might be desires of the flesh, desire for material assets, desire for position, power, money, okay? All of these worldly things, it will attract you towards the world. Rahu pulls you towards the world. Ketu will pull you towards God. Okay, Ketu is the tail. So the south node of the moon will pull you towards divine. It will pull you towards moksha. That is why it's called the moksha-karka. And of course Rahu will do the opposite. But at one time, the interesting part is that on this axis, at one time only one planet is active. Okay? So it becomes very easy when you know that small little tip. If I want to activate my Ketu, I will go after Rahu things. If I want to activate my Rahu, I will go after Ketu things. That's exactly what my masculine said to me earlier, that we think very differently, so it's not possible for us to be together. Oh, right, but ये तो कभी भी चेंज हो सकता है ये तो कभी भी चेंज हो जाता है ना. इस पे बहुत ज़्यादा रिलाई नहीं करना चाहिए, राइट? वैल्यूज मस्ट बी अलाइंड, योर व्यू ऑन लाइफ मस्ट बी अलाइंड, right? And if that is aligned, then you know you can always make things work. But if you find that, you know, values ही misaligned हैं और गलत तरीके के motivations के कारण आप साथ में आए, अपनी insecurities या अपनी neediness की वजह से जो है आप relationship seek कर रहे थे, तो of course it is not going to last very long. We must know fundamentally why we are getting into a relationship. आप रिलेशनशिप आपको चाहिए क्यों, वो लिस्ट अगर आपके पास तैयार है तो ऑफ कोर्स यू नो द रोड इज वेरी क्लीनली सेट फॉर द फ्यूचर फॉर यू, राइट? आप बोले कि भाई पार्टनरशिप से जी अकेला नहीं रहना, अरे तो आपको फंडामेंटली आपका प्रिंसिपल ही गलत है, ठीक है? आपको अकेले नहीं मरना यू वांट बुढ़ापे का सहारा. अरे बुढ़ापे के सहारे के लिए आपको एक पार्टनर क्यों चाहिए? यू गेट अ नर्स, यू गेट सम अदर हेल्प फॉर योरसेल्फ. व्हाई डू यू वांट टू मेक योर पार्टनर योर ओल्ड एज जेरियाट्रिक नर्स? मतलब इट डजंट मेक सेंस, इजंट इट? तो हमारे फंडे ही गलत हैं. बहुत क्लीन और क्लियर तरीके से आपको अपने मन में तय होना चाहिए कि आपको पार्टनरशिप चाहिए, तो आपको क्यों चाहिए? Are you attracting this partnership into your life because you want to build and grow together? Do you want to experience life at a deeper level with this person who's completely different from you, or you're just like using them as a chadi? Are you using them as a ladder, right? तभी मैं कह रही हूँ कि अब जैसे जैसे we are drawing close towards, you know, the Satyug time period, more and more relationships are going to fall apart and fizzle out and break down. Why? Because the sense of authenticity is missing from connections, right? We are no longer able to speak to each other honestly. It is so difficult to speak the truth in connections and relationships, whereas speaking the truth is the most it's the gold standard. It's the most basic thing that we must be able to do with each other, isn't it? Minus the judgment, minus the rejection, minus the fears, right? I kind of asked God to remove him from my life if he isn't the one for me, but contact me hai, I'm still wondering what is in store for me. So just wing it out. Just like your ID, wings to fly. You have wings to fly, and what is not meant for you will anyways, it will fall away. Okay? You don't need to worry about it. That is something which happens very naturally, very organically, right? समटाइम्स इट गेट्स वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग. भगवान पे छोड़ दें, खुद एक्शन ले, टैरो रीडिंग ले, गाइडेंस लें, करें क्या करें? करें तो क्या करें, राइट? सो या आई नो, बिकॉज द माइंड वांट्स अ डेफिनेटिव आंसर. माइंड को पाथ सेट चाहिए. आप माइंड को पाथ बता दोगे तो उस पर वो चल लेगा, फिर वो वेट कर लेगा, फिर वो समझौता भी कर लेगा, राइट? दैट इज हाउ द ब्रेन फंक्शंस. It needs predictability. The mind needs predictability to a certain outcomes. Outcome नहीं ascertain हो पा रहा ना, तो बिल्कुल ही फिर एकदम life halt पे आ जाती है. Right? But that is the exact opposite of surrender. You cannot know what is coming. That is the beauty of life. You should not know what is coming in. Right? Let it happen. Let yourself be surprised by the motions of life, by what life is bringing towards you. You never know. You're never going to be sure of what is coming in for you, and that is the most beautiful part, which makes life interesting. Otherwise everything would be so boring. Just imagine for a second, आपको पता है इस हफ्ते आपके साथ ये होने वाला है, 2 हफ्ते बाद ये होने वाला है, 3 महीने बाद ये होने वाला है, 4 साल बाद ये होने वाला है, राइट? तो आपको तो पता ही है. So you have already sort of like anticipated it. Now when it does happen with you, it will no longer be charming for you. It will no longer be interesting, isn't it? So allow life to unfold just as it is. You be okay here and now. Make the best of what you have right now, right? Navratri was amazing. I was down with flu, khasi and God knows what. But in all it was good. या सो ये सारी चीज़ें आना चाह रही थी. मैं कार्ड्स लेके तो बैठी हूँ, बट आई डोंट नो, आई डिड नॉट फील लाइक रीचिंग आउट टू द कार्ड्स. आई हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड द मैसेजेस दैट वर कमिंग अक्रॉस. बहुत सी परेशानी, बहुत सी कंसर्न्स आ रही थी आप में से कुछ के लाइफ में, पर्टिकुलरली मनी एंड अदर इश्यूज़ को लेके. सो यू डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट इट. Just go with the flow of whatever life is bringing to you. Make the best of what you have to offer. Focus on what you have to offer rather than what is life bringing me. Focus on what you have to give. How can I make someone's life more better? How can I make someone's existence easier? Right? How am I helping others? How am I serving? That must be our focus. And when our focus is there, automatically you are aligning with your own highest soul purpose, right? Yeah, no, it was the flu season, so everyone had a very, very bad throat. It was a very, very bad. I still sometimes when I'm coughing, it's like my lungs are out. Then I have to shove my lungs back in. So that was a kind of very bad. It was a very, very bad cough, but it is there in the air. Please take care. Get your flu shots if you are in town, to help you avoid that situation, because it could have been avoided. But anyway, बट सर्टेनिटी चाहिए होती है नादी इन एरियाज जहाँ हम एफर्ट एंड इमोशंस लगा रहे हैं. सी सर्टेनिटी आपको मिल रही है ना. सर्टेनिटी क्या है? व्हाट इज सर्टेनिटी? ऑल ऑफ द 12 लॉज ऑफ यूनिवर्स आर सर्टेनिटी. जो एनर्जी आप दे रहे हैं वो आप तक आएगी ही आएगी. जो एफर्ट आप डाल रहे हैं वो आपके पास लौट के आएगा ही आएगा. चाहे वो कोई और माध्यम से आए, किसी और के थ्रू आए, किसी और स्थिति में आए, बट वो आनी ही है. नथिंग एज सर्टन एज दैट. सन राइजिंग इन द ईस्ट, दैट इज सर्टेनिटी. देयर यू हैव योर सर्टेनिटी. सांसें चल रही हैं, जब तक चल रही हैं तब तक सर्टेनिटी है ना, जब बंद हो जाएंगे तब क्या सर्टेनिटी. So you have certainty. It's just that, we want clarity on a certain situation where we want the answer now. Answers are already present, they are already arriving. When we are ready to come face to face with that answer also becomes clear, right? तब तक confusion रहता है, बस उस duration तक रहता है. And confusion also has its purpose. It is leading you towards clarity. That is why that confusion is there. Yeah. And it is really sad. It's really sad for any relationship to end, for any relationship to fall out. But then again, we look at the good parts. We don't look at, इतनी मेहनत करी और सब बेकार हो गया, right? ऐसा आप फ्रूट खाने पे तो नहीं सोचते हो, अरे इतना सुंदर केला था, मैंने खा लिया, खत्म हो गया. No, you don't think that way, isn't it? Why? That banana was there, you peeled it, you ate it, it has nourished you, it has served you. This relationship, it served you, it nourished you, it helped you to grow, isn't it? So be thankful for it. Do not lament it ending. Okay? All things come to an end. इंसान खत्म हो जाता है तो ये रिलेशनशिप क्या चीज है? इंसान ही एक दिन खत्म हो रहे हैं, बताओ. तो फिर और किस चीज की सर्टेनिटी फिर? No, I think it's a sun and a mountain. It's not a dog. Right? So that is all that is coming across. I love you so much. Take care, stay blessed, and keep smiling.